Them niggas shrink around you, man. You know what I'm saying? They just in the space probably before you was a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But them niggas shrink when you come around. That's why them niggas don't want you around.
Situation with the genders and all of that shit that we've been hearing about. And there's nobody better than the Gore philosophical to come set that bitch off.
Yo, you know the game. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can y'all hear me in the building? Can y'all hear me? I got a little different setup today, so bear with me. Can y'all hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. If you can hear me, my guest is definitely in the building. Gonna have a good show tonight. All right. I can hear it. Bet. Let's go. Yeah, peace. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Yeah, this is gonna be a one of those doozies. You know what I'm saying? Got a real one in the building. Shout out to everybody that pulled up for Saturday's show. The love was overwhelming. Um, Everybody was showing love. It was a very organic show. And I really appreciate everybody that supported. But tonight we got an interview with somebody I've been following for a while. I've watched his career over the years, trials and tribulations, and I feel like I appreciate his effort. I appreciate his ability to try to galvanize the youth and really be a voice out here for the young people, because somebody who's been through what he's went through, it's easy to give up, and sometimes people try to judge you when you try to make redemption happen. And I feel like, sometimes you can't control the hands you dealt. And at the end of the day, the best thing you can do is try to give back to the community, um, and show the guys and show the young boys, from hands-on experience, uh, how you need to navigate. And I think this brother has started the movement that I really respect, the Drop Your Flag Challenge. A lot of people gave some pushback, but I think we really got to the root of what he's trying to do, and really challenging just the nature of gangs in general, the nature of how we unify. I really respect it. You know what I'm saying? I would love to pick his brain, his background, his story, and just, his outlook for our young people today, especially and as well as hip hop as well. Definitely want to have some hip hop questions for him too. So yeah, without further ado, I'd like to bring the brother to the stage. Hocus fourth, fifth, what's going on, beloved? What's going on, man? Shout out
Yeah.
to you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
What up, bro?
What's going on? What's going on? He's in the building. What's going on? Peace, bro. How you doing? First of all, how's your new year? How's everything with you?
Oh, New Year's beautiful. Life is beautiful. I'm happy to be a free man, be alive and healthy. I got my mind right, money right, and this is gonna be a great year for me. So I'm good, man.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, I don't know if my audience is familiar with you, but first, what I like to ask most people is what made you? Because I don't know how we end up connecting. I don't know if you follow me or from what clip that caught your eye. What made you want to give me a follow back?
It was the you had damn. Why does phone keep doing that? Yeah,
You
I
doing
think
that to me
flipping
too?
me.
I
I
don't
don't.
know what's going on.
Yeah, it was a clip that you put up where you was breaking down to a young lady. And
Okay,
you was,
that's
yeah, it was a viral clip. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, man. Bruh's kicking that ish to her, and a lot of women out here, they just lost, bro. And you was actually schooling her, and you was making a lot of sense of what you was saying. I was like, yeah, I could follow a brother like that because that's the type of wavelength I'm on right now.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We definitely gonna have some relationship questions, because obviously I talk in that realm sometimes, but I'm actually talk about just more than that. I like to talk about how we got here, because I'm sure you could agree with this. When you look at most social issues in the community, especially working hands on ground level on the streets, you know that there's often another story than just the end result that we see by a young man, homie coming home or getting into the crime. He got a backstory. Something happened with his mom. Like, there's always a story. So I like to also talk about history a lot, the history of things, because I feel like we get so inflammatory online when we talk about our people and forget that we didn't just get here overnight. Like, a lot of things happen that produce these issues and produce these social isms and schisms. So I don't just talk about relationships. I like to also talk about just Black culture and history in general, because we got here through steps and levels. You know what I'm saying? So when in your workings with youth, how often do you realize, like how often is there a backstory to these young boys' decision making? Like how often do you see that as opposed to them just wanting to be down?
Well, most of them they grew up like us. They grew up like me. They do have a backstory. You know, most of the time the father is missing from the home, and you know they're raised by a single mother most of the time. And some of them are that do have a father at the home are influenced by the ones that don't. You know, they grew up in impoverished neighborhoods. Family probably was on drugs. Some of them group homes. Yeah, because I talked to a lot of group home kids, and you know, it's a lot of times it's the disciplinary that's removed from the home, which is the father that's removed from the home. Whether the father passed, like in my situation, or the father's not there in jail, or just don't show up at all.
Exactly. You said something that I could appreciate. That you said that what did you say? You said they're influenced by children that don't have a father. And I think a lot of times when I talk, because I used to work with children as well. I worked in education for about 8 years in DC. And what you realize is we at a point in time where it's not just the impact you're directly making on your child, because like the ancient proverbs say, take a village. And I think people don't realize is if you don't have the same psychology that I have, how I'm raising my child still really only has an impact to an extent. You know what I'm saying? The community has to be the extension of your psychology. But if you got a psychology that's different than my psychology, like it's like I feel like a lot of time our people only unify over racial issues or money. And it's like you got to come over. Violence and money should be more. That shouldn't be the only thing that brings us together. Like I'm maybe growing up north, I talk to people from the south. I don't know how it was for you, because I feel like in some cases, people do still have big families up north. But I grew up in an era where the family reunion was a funeral. Unfortunately, that's where we see everybody. When somebody die, you see people you ain't seen in years, and that's when you all get together. But we didn't have family reunions like that in my family personally. Do you feel the same way? Like, was your upbringing like that as well, or did you have like a big family where y'all still had family reunions?
Well, we didn't have family reunions, but I got a big family. I have 7 brothers and 3 sisters. So, you know, I got a big family. I got a lot of cousins. I'm pretty close to most of my family. But we didn't have like family reunions. I would agree with you that most family reunions is either baby showers or funeral homes, and not graduations, not you know. So yeah, you're right about that. I agree with you about that. And I want to say when you was talking about the village, you know, shout out to the Hood Postman. That's my guy from the West Coast. You know, he's an OG out there, OG Crip. He was Tookie Williams, one of his right hand mans, and he supported me a lot in the Drop My Flag challenge, being a LA Crip, right? But he still understands he's an OG, right? That this need to stop. So he said that a village that don't raise a child, that same child's gonna come back to burn the village down, something like that along those
Absolutely.
lines. And
Yeah,
that's true, man. A village that don't raise the child is susceptible for that child to come back and burn down the village. So we can't
absolutely.
be ostracizing our young black brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, yeah, we can, you know, we could call them YNs and we can bash them all we want, but those are our children. And you might look at, well, that's Kiki children from down the block, her son doing all this bad stuff. That ain't mine. Nah, it's your responsibility too to you know, to attempt to you know, try to help raise them. We lost community, bro. And when I go through my hood now, it's like nobody outside. Nobody playing in the park anymore. Yo, I used to be able to go to anybody's house in any building. Nobody really communicates like that the way we used to. We used to play sports. Every Sunday we out there playing football outside, not just in tournaments, just outside on our own. We playing manhunt.
Mhm.
There's no real community connection,
That's a fact. That's
yeah,
a
that's
fact.
bad.
Yeah, man. When did you feel like that? When did you start to see that change coming up in New York, in the Bronx? Like, when did you start to see that?
I started to see that change when they implemented the curfew law. Well, not curfew, after dark law, which you can't be in the parks after dark. So you would get arrested if you was in a park after dark, or if you was in a park without a child. And they
Mhm.
was saying, you know, for children's safety, like grown ups shouldn't be sitting in the park. I get
Mhm.
it, but that's still I'm never with them taking away one freedom just for the greater good of others. I don't like that. I don't like when they take no freedoms from us. So I noticed that like people really started slowly stop hanging outside after dark like that. They kind of like push people in their house.
Got you. So yeah, that was just some off the cuff, but I got some questions I wrote down. I want to really pick your brain about them. Um, you said before that the streets don't need more judgment; they need translation. What made you decide you were the one to do that translate?
I don't think I decided. I think God decided that because it was me when I went internal and I was going through a real depression.
Hmm.
I was going through a lot and I just needed some answers, and I was drinking a lot and I was just destroying myself. So I knew I had to snap out of it. So I just went internal for some answers, and that's the answer that I got. Like this is your purpose, what you have to do. I was already doing the work, right? But it's just like in order for something revolutionary to take place, somebody need to do something revolutionary, right? So I didn't expect it to go as viral as it did. I was just trying to do something for me and something that I thought would be a good idea to help the community. And a lot of people thought it was a great idea. Some people didn't, but it got more good, publicity than bad. So I'm grateful. I'm happy that it did, and that's why we're here.
Got you. Um, as you brought up mental health, because I got some questions, but then as you say stuff, I'm just gonna come up with questions too. I like to keep it organic. I keep questions for a frame line, for a structure of the conversation, but I still like the free flow. You said mental health. How do you feel about mental health, and do you when it comes to black men? Because I feel like, um, obviously in these spaces, it's really a lot of black men speaking up for they in ways they feel like they haven't been able to before. Hence why you even caught interest in what I was saying, because I was speaking on behalf of men. And do you think that black men's mental health is really addressed and really catered to as it needs to be by the black community at large in
Of
your
course,
lifetime?
no, of course not. It's not even. It's not even considered. As a man, period. Right? You have to show up. If you don't, you're a loser. You're a buster. You're a loser. If you don't show, you become homeless. Or So we have to go out there into this world and show up. Nobody feels sorry for us. Nobody's coming to save us. Right? So it's not considered. So it's kind of like even when I was going through what I was going through, I told some people even came to the internet. It's kind of like you got to go, you got to, what I'm saying, like you got the same 24, you got to go out there and get it, and it's true, which is true, right? But I'm sorry, the camera keep messing up, which
No,
is
you
true.
good.
But it's like damn, we human beings too. Sometimes we need somebody to talk to. I feel like
Exactly.
I need. I was saying this on my platform the other day. I need therapy. I still to this day need. I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through foster care. I've been through. What I'm saying. Parents was in the streets. I was in the streets. I lost friends to the streets. What I'm saying. I made a lot of money in the streets too. But I went to jail. Almost faced life in prison. Like was falsely accused. I'm falsely accused again. So it's like I got a lot of PTSD that I need to get off and talk to somebody about too. You know
That's
what
it.
I'm saying? So I don't think our mental health is considered at all. Not even a little bit. I don't think nobody cares. Like Sonny from Bronx Tale said, nobody cares, man. Now I get it. He was right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares until you kind of make them care. And the way you make them care is by showing up. I mean, it sucks that the culture is like this, but they follow the bag, the money, the high social status. It just that's when they act like they care, or when they decide to care. You know what I'm saying?
Now that's true. It's unfortunate. Like I say, our people, we like it's like we built for the finish line. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
We only understand that part. We don't understand that you even need help to get to the finish line. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, it's funny. People been following me for years. They be asking me like, "Yo, you got a YouTube channel?" It's like, bro, you've been following me for 2 years. And you ain't know that. Like, I got links in the bio. Like, it's like the attention span of people today, and it's just crazy. Like nobody really cares until they have to care, until something happened, and then sometimes you realize they don't even care. Like I lost my mom, rest in peace, this year, and people that I knew her whole life that was so called like her sisters and brothers, man, not one. I mean, not one of them people showed up.
Yeah, my condolences, bro.
Yeah, I
That's
appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not one of them. So it's like, yeah, they don't. It's real rough out here. When as far as this, you've been through a lot. What do you? Sometimes I feel like growing up in the hood, I would always ask myself, why does it take? And it's just from my perspective. Like I'll dibble and dabble. Like I had to hustle before, nothing like that. But I was never no killer. I was never no shooter, nothing like that. You know, so I'll defend myself. But it's not. I wasn't out there. But I was in that environment heavy. My right hand, like the people I was around, like they was really like that. I would just dibble and dab when I couldn't get a job. Like it would literally be something I would do out of necessity. Like you know what I'm saying. But when you live in that life like that. And some for me, from my perspective, I would feel like why do cats gotta go to jail? Like why should a brother have to why should a brother listen to somebody who, when they had the opportunity to do better, they decided to go the street way and then they went to jail and then now they coming back and tell that young man to listen. Why should somebody still listen to that person from your perspective? Not saying they should or shouldn't. What I'm saying is from your perspective, why should people still value those words and why shouldn't they look at it like, oh, you just saying that because you got caught, or you just saying that because you got in trouble. Because when you was out here, you was on the same type of shit. So a young man from that perspective, why should he listen to Hocus for a Fifth? Why should you still take your perspective into account? Why should people still respect your perspective despite having to go that route?
I mean, they should listen because that person that went through it seen what's there, like seen that it's a dead end. It's a dead end there. This is the only, outcome. And I'm telling you, this is the only outcome. I mean, experience. They say experience is the best teacher. It's a great teacher, but the best teacher to me is to learn from someone else's mistake. If the pain and suffering that I endure, I don't want that to happen to any of the youth out there or to my kids. You know what I mean? So that's why I do what I do and say what I say. I know what's at the end of this road.
Exactly. And I respect that. I'm just speaking from a journalistic perspective now. I respect that though. So with that being said, when you outside, when you in the streets, because I feel like regardless of how we grow up, I mean, we all grow up different ways, but I feel like we all got that little, as it gets louder as you get older, that little voice that I don't know you should do that. I don't know you should do that. What is it about the streets as a young man growing up that entice you so much that would make you ignore your bottom line? Like what's that thing that attract the young man in that position to make him ignore his better judgment?
Um, the How can I say it? It's the streets is very addictive because of the limelight, the power that you feel out there, the woman, the money, the access that you get when you in the gang or when you outside in the street. You don't, you get certain access to certain things where you can get money, and now you got attention. The attention is very attractive. People looking up to you, or people looking at you as a gangster. People being afraid of you. People, women gravitating towards you. All of that stuff is attractive, and it's something that I think deep inside everybody wants. And when we see somebody else with it that we look up to, and we see them, standing up like they like a stand-up dude, they're a strong man. The neighborhood fears them. The neighborhood respects them. We want that. We want that feeling. When they getting all the girls, we watching the girls give them all the attention, and we want that attention. It's it's highly addictive. You know what I'm saying? And it's very attractive.
Very, very. Um, and growing up north, we grew up in the same, basically within a 20-30 mile radius, if that. Um, a lot of people like to deny the allure of the streets that it had on our women and how that attraction to our women, how the streets attracted our women definitely altered our young men's pursuits. Can you bear witness to that? Do you think that the pull that it had on women had was that something that was obvious? Because a lot of people feel like when you're in the street, you just deal with street women. It's like, no, when I was outside, them niggas deal with all types of women, man. And it
Right.
was oftentimes women that were from the other side of the track. So is that something that the black community has been in denial of as far as our women's affinity with street individuals?
Well, I don't think it's just black community. I mean, I think women, period, like bad boys. I
Yes, I
think
do that. I do
yeah,
that.
the older woman, they'll come on here and they're gonna tell me, no, I don't believe that's true. Because you know how women do. They take their one anecdotal experience or an anomaly and say, I don't like bad boys, but deep down inside, these especially young women, they like bad boys. They like to see a dominant male and they like a strong male who's real, who's groomed well, who's confident about himself. And he's looked like he has a position of power. He dressed well. He looked like he got some money. They like that. They like that's very attractive too. But I always say, man, women, they really do hold the power, man, because if y'all stop giving dudes, I would put myself in there, as dudes like us, how I used to be some punani, I think y'all can really shift this culture, man, if y'all stop,
I mean, he said it. He said it himself, ladies. I mean, that was a. I think the statement for the week is accountability. I feel like men are very accountable. That was a very accountable statement. You know what I'm saying? Because when you was outside, you probably had your. Because I said this right. They say behind every good woman, behind every good man, there's a good woman, and I say behind every bad man, there's 10 women. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like that's just what I saw growing up, and how do you think that has an effect on the young man's psyche because this my problem. This because like you said, it was always the brute, the tough. Because it's to me, there's tough and then there's criminal. There's somebody who know how to defend themselves, and then there's a crash out. And I think the lines get blurred when it comes to the streets on what a woman recognized as someone who could defend themselves. Like to me, the streets took something and gave it a look. It's like there is no look on somebody who know how to fight. They don't look any kind of way. You being from the street, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You'll find out real quick that what you thought it wasn't. Like it ain't no look of tough. A lot of the plugs, a lot of the big homies be short, fat. It's like it be all types of sizes and shapes of the man of power. It's not this idealistic look. So I think the streets at some point confused the line between just a man that could protect you and someone that has to carry the demeanor and the image of a gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you see that growing up as well?
Well, you mean like they got it confused where they're picking
Or do you think
like
that happened? Maybe that's a better question. Do you think what I'm describing? Do you think that happened like that?
I think so. I think that yeah, I think so because I'll say this, right? My first kid's mother, I was with her I was with her when we both was the same age. We was both 16 years old. I took her virginity. You know what I mean? So I was with her early on, and she was a good girl. And I believe that when I got locked up, obviously she abandoned me, right? I felt some type of way. But now, now that my mind is a little more clear and I'm more mature, I understand that what a woman needs and what a woman wants. I understand that she kind of had to leave. You know what I mean? Because I gave everything to her. I was the provider. I was the protector. A woman yearns that, actually needs that. And then I left out in this world with 2 kids. So, where is that protection and providing that? It's like, so like she was a good girl. And if I would have did anything in my life, if I would have been decided to be a RN, a nurse, or whatever they call it, a male nurse, she would have been there with me. So I think a lot of times that I believe what you're saying, but I think sometimes women I think they can tell sometimes who's a dominant man who will protect and provide for them. But we as men, like you said, accountability. I'm holding myself accountable. I went out there and made those decisions, and she would have been there regardless of what I did, because when I went to college, she was there for me. You know what I'm saying? So. Well, sometimes we messed up too. I don't want to put all the blame on them, but I will say that if they did some better choosing, that we wouldn't be in this predicament. If they was to not choose bad boys so much.
Yeah, because I look at it like this.
Coming from a bad boy.
Hey, you're hitting from the horse's mouth. Do your homework on Hocus for a Fifth. Like this ain't, you know what I'm saying? Do your homework. But that's accountability. You know what I'm saying? And I think over time, young men got confused with being a stand-up dude with being a gangster. And at some point, I feel like the black community I'll put like this. I feel like growing up, being a young black man, especially in our neighborhood, probably in all neighborhoods. He's the only person that's held to the standard of a criminal and a thousandaire at the age of 10, 11, 12. Like that's the prototype that they're comparing you to, is a dude that's hardened by the streets and getting money at 11, at 12, like subconsciously or consciously. That's what it is. And then when you become a man, they're comparing you to billionaires. It's like black men are never allowed to just organically develop. You know what I'm saying? Like when you act like an 11-year-old in the hood, that could be a detriment that you actually act like you're actually 11. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an arrested development. And it calls, like my man, like Nas said in the song Second Childhood, it's like your development get arrested because you wasn't able to be a child. Like, did you experience that and seeing your friends' fathers, things like that as well?
Specifically what though? Like
Your arrested development, like how you feel like you was forced to, like how you see that lack of appreciation, like you're not really allowed to be a child in the hood. Like that's how I felt.
oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I would say, you know what? I would say it was by choice, but yeah, like my father died when I was 12, left behind 10 kids. So my mother had 5 older kids, 5 younger kids, and naturally, I think me and my brothers that was older, we understood that mommy got to take care of these younger kids. We hit the streets, and because we wanted things, you know what I'm saying? We could have probably went and got a McDonald's job at that 14, 15 years old, but we did what was readily available to us, and it was right there. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, I would agree, man. Like when you outside, the neighborhood really, I can't say it doesn't allow you to be a kid because it's a choice, but
it's like it's a hard choice, because not to cut you off, but I feel like it take a lot to go against that strong ass force, because you can do it, but you going hard as hell against the grain, especially I'm sure where you lived at. Once they came through and took over, and that's just what it was. So it's like you can be a child, but it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, I always say, man, and it's crazy how I was like, I'm not gonna say nobody forced me, but kind of forced to be a man at 13, 14 years old. Once my father died, I was forced. It's like I didn't never ask my mother for money since a young teenager, because I understood, not that she wouldn't have gave it to me, but I was forced to be a man since a child. Like that 14 years old is a fucking child. It's a baby, man. And I think about it now, like, damn, like I've really been on my own, making my own money since I was a child. Like if I was a grown man, that's not normal. There's really not. You know what I mean? But in our communities, like I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because it get crazy. It get crazy. But let me ask you this. So I'm gonna talk about masculinity a little bit more. A lot of men talk about accountability, but few practice it. What does real accountability look like after you already feel like you may have done damage to your community? So what does real accountability look like for somebody like that?
Real accountability is giving back, man, and going. Real accountability is, you know what I did. You know, real accountability is like, look, I played my part in destroying the community. Now I want to play my part in fixing it, and admitting that your wrongs, and trying to help someone and help somebody out of that and bringing them up, man. Real accountability is walking in your purpose, man. Because at the end of the day, what are we here for? What did I go through for the last 25 years of my life? I gangbang, help, well, even though I wasn't gang banging for the last like 13, 12 years, I was still representing the gang. What am I supposed to do at 43 years old with 4 kids, right? 2 young kids, 2 older kids. The first 2 seen me go to trial. They seen me go. I know you probably going to get into all that, but they seen me as as a street guy.
I don't want you to get into it. I ain't trying to get you in no, you know what I'm saying? If you feel comfortable talk about certain stuff, cool, but
yeah,
I'm not
so
trying to
I
get
get
like
into
that.
a little bit in 2008. I was indicted on conspiracy charges, right? I was sat on Rikers Island for 4 years. This is a gang conspiracy, sex, money, murder, right? For my project, Castle Hill Projects. And they had me and my brother as the head of the gang. I sat on Rikers Island 4 years. And in that 4 years, I treated that 4 years like a university. I became a vegan. I worked out. I lost 30, 40 pounds. I started reading so much books. I went within until when I went to trial, I wound up being acquitted on 12/12/12, December 12, 2012, right? So that right there was God showing me those numbers alone. So, I made a promise to myself
That's
that
3
when
threes, actually, bro. That's 3 threes.
Mm-hmm. So
Just my birthday.
oh, that's what's up.
Word.
I made a promise to myself that when I make it out of here, I'm going to, give back. I'm going to try to, prevent the youth from going down this path because I see it's a dead end road, right? So that's accountability. Is after you cause destruction in your hood, you have to give back. It's like we here as human beings to be of service to others. That is our purpose. Every last one of us. How we do it, that's when you're walking in your purpose.
Exactly. So on the flip side, what's a false version of that? Like what's a example of somebody who has did damage to the streets but want to put out as if they're trying to repair it, but they're not? Like, what does that look like?
That looks like damn, so I don't want to say no names. Nah, but okay, I'll give an example though. That looks like someone who benefited from the streets and still repping the streets at 40 plus years old, still glorifying the streets at 40 plus years old, still trying to act like and make it look cool, and just want to show the glamour and glitz that they got from the streets and giving back turkeys, and that's it. And
the Nino Brownism.
Yeah, so we see that happen a lot, you know what I'm saying? Knowing how detrimental it is for these kids to get out of the game because they know that, especially when your homies done went through what I went through, or probably worse, some, we got homies that's still in jail that ain't never coming home. We got homies that did 20, 30, 40 years, 10 years, 5 years. They still doing indictments every day, So when a brother like me come along and say, yo, listen, drop my flag challenge for those who are seeking a way out, who don't know how, here's how you do it. Let's do it together. For those who want to, right? This ain't forced. It can't be forced. For those who want to. And also, there's some people who just don't belong. Let's be honest. You know how we know? It's because they go take the stand every single time there's an indictment. So we know who don't belong. Let's let those go and let's get the rest of them out of here. And if whoever stay in the game, let's help build this new society, because at the end of the day, the gangs are considered a criminal enterprise. I was on Fox 5 News with Chef G lawyer, and he said, "Yo, you know what? Hocus is right. I agree with him. The FBI has the gangs depicted as a criminal enterprise, the Bloods. So what are we talking about here? So when I say it's us against the RICO, I'm saying, yo, bro, every time we recruit a new member into these gangs, we are recruiting a new member into a criminal enterprise. Now we know that it's really not no fucking criminal, and we know that this is not organized like they try. We know, us in the hood, we know niggas ain't organized. Just because bro want to go up the block and rob somebody, he say, "Oh, I want to wake up. I feel like robbing somebody today." They throw that charge in the indictment. Now, come on, man, that shit is whack what they do, but they doing it and they getting away with it.
I will say this though, they not organized, but they are when they want to be, and I think that's what make it. Because I seen. When it's time to go to the Bevan or something, like they know how to get together when they need to get together. They just don't get together all the time, but they definitely know how to organize. I done seen them. They organize on your ass in a minute, but not as consistent like it's the mafia or
but that's why they paint the pictures like we some mafiosos. Like it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? So but at the end of this day, we don't. So some brothers are like, why drop the flag? Why not stay in it and fix it? It's because it's already tainted. Like for us that been doing it for all these years, for those that don't want to, cool. But I think it should die with us. I don't think we should pass this on. I think we should create something new. So they say, oh, we came for the Black Panthers. This is what I hear a lot, bro. That's what I hear a lot. Oh, we came for the Black Panthers. You bugging? What? But wait, the Black Panthers wasn't killing each other. Don't talk to me about no. We came from the Black Panthers. I'm doing what the Black Panthers was doing. How about that? We ain't doing what the Black Panthers was doing. We killing each other. They wasn't doing that.
They wasn't doing it.
You can't in LA, I can't even go wear my New York hat. Come on, what type of shit is that? I can't even wear a New York hat.
I don't know what this is over there, but it's Jersey, so they might make this a Denver Lane hat or some shit. I don't know. They might just call it some shit. But yeah, bro, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, come on, man. Like, we ain't doing what the Black Panthers was doing. We not doing that.
No.
So at the end of the day, yeah, man. Like, yeah. What's your next question? My fault. I just went on the tangent.
No. But I really appreciate you saying that, because You're very reputable. So for you to say that, it's like people need to listen. That's why I like talking to Kev Mac. It's like, yo, it's like you still trying to work at a company where the CEO say, yo, we close. You like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to work here. It's like, yo, the lights is off. The electricity been turned off. And you still want to come in this building. Because to me, just me personally, all gang banging died to me when Nipsey Hussle died. To me, when they killed that man like that in front of that store, I swear to God, bro, that's why this been my man since 2009. I wasn't no late fan. I was on a date for my birthday. The girl that's watching it could vouch for this. It was my birthday, bro. I found out around that time. It happened in like March. She took me out for my birthday. And I found out he got killed, bro. I told her, yo, I just want to go home. I didn't want to be around nobody. And I stopped listening to rap for like 6 months. I just, in the middle of the whole week at the house chilling, vibing, I just went home, bro. She was like, what the fuck, you tripping? That shit really bothered me when they killed him. I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
if people like him are getting killed by his gang, I don't give a fuck what he did, who he pissed off. If he get killed by the gang, this shit's some bullshit. I'm sorry. Like, I don't even know how you can still claim a gang that did that to him after he died. It's like, what are you? He to me, he embodied at whatever positivity you think you can possibly get from the Crips. He embodied that. Rich Rollin, that's Nipsey Hussle. So for you to kill him and you still repping it as hard as ever, something's wrong with our brain, bro. Something wrong with our mind, man.
Yeah.
That
Some
shit
people should
died
be
with that man to
untouchable.
me.
Some people should be untouchable, and he was one of them. You know what I'm saying? It's just a sad story. Nipsey was very influential, and Nipsey was a leader. Nipsey, he had a lot of power. He wanted to do a lot of great things. He was already doing a lot of great things, and he touched a lot of people outside of the neighborhood. And it's like when you become bigger than your neighborhood, sometimes the neighborhood don't like that. And
Bro, that's so true. And one part that people don't talk about when it comes to the Nipsey situation is the race relation dynamic. I used to work in DC, so I worked with a lot of Eritreans and Ethiopians. They don't even fuck with you like that. So just think about it. They native son come over here, join your little gang organization, and y'all kill him. Not just kill him, you kill him after he brings STEM programs and all this press and all this attention to this neighborhood, and y'all killed this Eritrean boy. How do you think that's going to play into how they view us as a whole? We don't think about that shit. They already
I didn't
asked
never think about that. That's real shit though. I never thought about that.
how they view you. That's why, because at the same time, you got this. I'm sure you're familiar with it. The FBA conversation. They like, oh, blah 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 blah, and they trying to delineate, which I understand in some degrees, and some degrees I don't. Y'all killed that boy. He's Eritrean. And if you don't know Ethiopians and Eritrean, they not crazy fond of them. So to see you kill their boy who added to your violent gang, how are they going to view us? That was heavy when they did that to Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey, they say, yeah, East Africans are super duper anti-black. I agree. So imagine what they are now. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's like he was really, and I heard at one point he was frontline to a degree. So it's like he did the damn thing on every level. It's like, how you feel about this question? The G code. I think that's one of the most, I think that's an urban myth. The G code. I don't think it exists. But before you answer that question, hey, support the channel. Y'all know what time it is. I'm trying to bring y'all, I ain't trying to, I am bring you quality content and conversation. We ain't up here arguing. We ain't up here talking about no booties and no stupid shit. We having real conversations about real life. And you got to support that. We are not passing no trash bag around. You already know.
Donation. It's a donation. I thought it was a trash. Don't be getting on.
You already know what time it is. Support the channel. Show love. Support the channel. So, how do you feel about the G code? Is it something that's real? Because I always thought the G code is I got a gun and you don't. Because I feel like everybody that try to treat the streets like it's really some rules and it's really some ethics, they go out like Nipsey. So, how do you feel about that?
Fuck the streets. Fuck the streets. All right, let me, because that's where kind of the conversation is gonna go, right? So, fuck the streets for me and the G code is like, it's not fuck the people on the streets. It's not fuck the community. It's the fuck the street mentality and pushing a negative agenda in order to try to get to where we need to go. We don't have to do that no more. It's so much ways to get money. It's so much things that we can do and that we can push these youth to do. So they don't have to do what we were the way we came up. They don't have to come up like that. So this G code and the street codes, it is non-existent. It's only pushed by certain people to their benefit or their detriment. So meaning like it doesn't make sense sometimes because when someone your homie can rob you, your homie can fuck your girl, your wife, your baby mama, your homie can violate you in many ways. Now you're gonna have a problem with him, right? That's y'all beef. You're gonna have it, but it's a violation. But let him snitch on you. The whole world, he's a snitch, he's a snitch, he's a rat. I thought a violation is a violation. Sometimes in the streets, we don't address all the sucker shit that go on. We don't. You don't, because there's a lot of sucker shit that go on and that go under the table because I don't even know why. It's just like that's okay. I can rock with you if you do that, but I can't rock with you if you do this. And it's all like it's nothing to glorify, it's nothing to be because I used to get caught up in this person a rat, this person snitch. I've been told on, so I don't like rats, right? And I've been lied on, like lied rat, like dude took the stand and lied, which had me facing life in prison. So I don't like when someone get caught for their own troubles and try to weasel their way out. I don't like that because if you was out there doing dirt, face the music, go face your accuser. Don't go help them to put me in jail just because don't use me as a get out of jail free card, right? So I don't respect that. But you don't see me no more on the internet. Oh, this person a rat pushing the rat culture conversation because I don't care. Because at the end of the day, dudes is gonna mess with dudes based off of their bag anyway. Because I see dudes do it. Like if a dude could be a rat, a whole bozo rat, and dudes will still get money with him. Dudes will still shake his hand. Dudes will still be in their inbox or under their comments, like, yo, bro, or give him a fire sign. I'd be like, this dude's a rat. Niggas that I respected, right? I just seen them under Troy Ave posts. Digging up Troy Ave. We all see him take the stand. So it's like, this ain't my fight. My fight is helping these kids, and my fight is trying to make humanity better. Like I'm in it for the betterment of humanity. I'm not, I'm not. People send me shit all the time. That's like street code stuff that I should be embracing or not, or I should be. I don't pay that shit no mind, bro. Like
you outgrew that shit.
I outgrew that shit, bro. Like and it ain't my fight, bro. I got a bigger fight, bro. I want to help. I want to help these kids.
That's what I'm talking about.
I want to help
That's
these
what I'm
kids
talking
get
about.
out of the street mentality because it's dangerous. It's poison. It's cancer. It could have cost me my life many times. You know what I'm saying? And it's like for nothing, bro. Like,
how do you feel about the artists and the rappers? Like, because I ain't gonna front. Like, I feel like when I was like I got a big appreciation for Dipset now than I did when I was younger. But when I was younger, I didn't like Dipset because I felt like they gave that shit a soundtrack. Like the Bloods in the early 2000s on the East Coast was fucking crazy. Like, how do you feel about how the music took on the gang culture, and how do you think that affected the youth? And how do you feel about people still claiming gangs and music now?
shit, I played my part in this. I definitely pushed the culture through my music. I even got wrote my song Roll Call. It's a fun song. It's still playing in the clubs to this day, right? But it's a blood song, right? But
But you really was that though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm about to say. I loved it when it at that time because I was that. I was banging it. It's a culture that if you so I got it's gonna sound kind of contradiction because I don't think that music should be regulated like that. Like I think music is freedom of speech. However, I don't like drill rap because drill rap is actually naming dead people and disrespecting people that's no longer here and stuff like that. And actually, you got to go shoot somebody to make a drill rap song, or somebody has to get hurt in order for you to make a drill. I don't like that. You know what I mean? I think that drill culture is deaf culture. Gangster music, I like gangster music. It's cool. Like, you know what I mean? It's the soundtrack to niggas' lives. It could be a soundtrack to certain movies. You know what I'm saying? As long as there's no disrespect as far as disrespecting the dead with something that can antagonize beef, you could tell a story. You can make a gangster rap song and tell a story in it. You know what I'm saying? So nowadays, it's that drill shit. That's deaf culture.
Yeah, that shit is demonic. If you ask me, it's no skill involved really. It's just self-indictment music.
Self-indictment music, right?
Like and a lot of this trap stuff is like killer trick music. It's like they killers and they tricks. It's they killers and they tricks. It's like it get crazy. Like I think I miss the old. I'm still stuck in the '90s. Was coming to rap. Like
Me
people
too, bro.
told me
Music
they.
sucks. Music. I don't listen to music no more. It sucks, bro. Like it is what it is. It sucks. I'm not a hater. I'm not. I'm not. I don't feel. I don't feel like right. I'm an old school nigga. That's why I don't. I just today's music is just not good. There's no good R&B songs that you could really vibe to. There's no good rap songs that you could really knock to and be like, a few do. Shout out to Benny the Butcher. Shout out to West Side Gun. Shout out to shout out to Griselda. They definitely I love what they doing. I love the boom bap. I love that real raw rap that I can hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You put a metaphor in there, the beats is knocking. A lot of the stuff today, I can't get jiggy with it. I'm sorry. I'm not a hater. These days you got to go pick and choose the artist. So you got to hear something and lock in with that artist. You can't just go to the club and hear something or go to the radio, hear something and fall in love with it no more. It's just not good.
That's a fact. Well, I'm gonna go off script because I'm a big hip hop head, and I love to pick the brain of actual New Yorkers. And you're from where it was actually born. Have you been to the Hip Hop Museum yet? I got to go there.
No, I never been there. It's crazy.
They just you heard about it though, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I gotta go there. I'm gonna I'm gonna just throw some names out there, rapid fire. Who you pick on some Drink Champ shit? Nas and Jay-Z, man. Who you got?
Nas.
A man after my own heart. Kiss or Styles?
That's Styles P is my brother in real life. So I gotta go with Styles P. That's my brother. I'm sorry. But you know what's so crazy? Let me say this, right? People might think because I got a close relationship with Styles P, that's why I picked him. I actually coined my rap style after Styles P before I ever knew him personally. Like I'm talking about as a kid growing up listening to him. So if you go listen to my first raps, people used to be like, "Yo, I'm a young Styles P." You know what I mean? So he definitely.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. Let's see. You fuck with sports?
Yeah.
LeBron or Jordan, man?
Of course, Jordan, man. Get LeBron out of here. Pack him up, man.
Why do people keep saying that, man?
Yo, bro, get the crybaby out of here, man. Come
on. I think he damaged the NBA to a huge degree.
Yeah, he did. Get that loser out. He's a loser, man. I don't care if he won 6 times. He lost 4. Like, get him out of here.
I don't know. Carmelo or Patrick Ewing, as far as impact in New York.
Damn, I'm from like both generations. I gotta say, I want to say Patrick Ewing, but he missed that layup, man. Shit. I gotta go with PE, man.
Got you. I think I might know the answer to this one because I know how close y'all was. DMX or Pun?
I gotta go with the dog, man. It's crazy because Pun from the Bronx. Pun is actually from Soundview, so it's like that's a tough one. But
Pun was actually from Soundview?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the dog, that's my dog. Like,
Got you. Damn. One more. I think I got one more for you. 50 or Sticky Fingers?
50 Cent, man. I put 50 Cent above a lot of niggas. 50 Cent is, 50 Cent is it's sad that he's not mentioned in the greats conversation as much as he should be. Like 50 is really dope. His songs. Let's even now his fucking intro to his shows is great songs. Like the nigga is a great artist. Like
I think at his prime, because I was a big Junior fan, and I think they mixtapes was really like fire. Like even with like them G Unit radios, because it was less like scripted. Because I think after Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 was so commercial. A lot of people in there at the time, like. I haven't felt those moments. Like, when the last time you felt that moment? Like, that Get Rich or Die Trying time was a moment.
That shit was a moment. That shit was a moment.
That shit was like, these little motherfuckers they didn't have no moments. Like, who gave them a moment? Was it like when 50 came out, the world stood like, I remember going to the club. They played in the club like 10 times, but I think 50 was like so momentum based because I don't listen to that album as much. Like I don't think it had the shelf life that I thought it would have. And the Massacre was dope, but I think those albums were like real hot in the moment more so than like they like because I listen to more like underground 50 old stuff more than those albums because it was a couple joints, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, like when the last time you listened to that album? 'Cause I'm still listening to Illmatic. I'm still listening to It Was Written. I'm still listening to Only
I
Good for
always
People.
catch
Man.
myself just don't. If I'm gonna throw in some, I don't listen to music like I used to. But if I am, I'm gonna throw in some 50. I'm gonna throw in some Nas, Pac. I'm gonna,
But
those
which
are.
50 though? The album 50 or mixtape 50?
I go back. I throw on the album 50. I could throw on Get Rich. I could throw on, I could throw on his mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? I go throw. Yeah, what was the second album name?
Massacre.
Massacre. I throw on the Massacre too. Massacre and Get Rich. I love those albums. Like I love those albums.
I
Both of
thought
them.
I thought Games, the documentary, I know it may sound controversial. It may not sold as much as Get Rich, but it was almost hot.
I mean,
Almost.
if 50 Cent wrote the whole album, then
I mean, I don't think 50 wrote his verses. I
I don't
think
think
he
he
might have
wrote his
helped him with a
verses either
couple
because
hooks.
Game is a
Yeah,
lyrical
I think he wrote a
assassin.
couple hooks. He wrote a couple hooks.
Yeah,
You know
Game
what
a
I'm saying?
lyrical assassin. So I don't think he wrote his verses, but
The documentary was crazy too, but it's just those moments that I don't think this generation got to experience. Like when he came out, that was just like it was electricity. I remember the album was sold out everywhere. I bought the real album off somebody on the street. That's how crazy it was. And I remember when I first put that CD in there and I heard the coin flip and I heard What Up Gangster for the first time, I said, yo,
that shit was crazy.
the first like ain't nothing like that first time. The first time I heard that song, because that album wasn't leaked. Because you remember back in the day, a lot of shit get leaked. Get Rich or Die Trying wasn't leaked like that. We all heard it at the same time. When I heard What Up Gangster for the first time, I said, yo, he's out of here. It's over. It's over. See you, Nick. What? When I heard that
I wish he had a fucking video to that song. That shit.
yo, what, bro? Yo, you had to be around. And then gang shit was crazy at that time, too. What up? I said, yo, this shit about to have the streets going crazy. Yo, that song was crazy. The only thing close to the feeling of the 50 movement, because I feel like Dipset had a movement, but it was like regional, but everybody else fucked with it because it was cool. But 50 shit was like a hostile takeover, like you know what I'm saying? It's like the bad guy is running this shit now, and it's like it's nothing you could fucking do. Like it felt like 50 was never gonna fall off.
That's a fact.
That shit felt like this is it, bro. This is it. Because after him, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like 50 kind of just a teensy weensy bit kind of sucked the air out of New York. I'm not gonna say he killed New York rap, but it was
Well, a lot of people feel like that because he was beefing with a lot of people from New York.
I think he just sucked the air out a little bit. Where it was just like once his reign was over, it's like you looked around, there was a lot of burnt down. It was like you have to whatever was there was burnt down, and you gotta build it up all over again. Like he went on the trail. Like 50 was really like, fuck, if you ain't fucking with G on it, fuck out of here. Like they had everybody on their mixtape, Donald Trump, Chris Rock, like he did it like nobody really did it.
You know what? I rock with 50, bro. I go 50 is 50 the one who gave me my spark in the industry. A lot of people don't know that. So I started a rap group called Bang Bang Boogie. Me and my man P.O. with my brother S1, Myson, and Lil Tariq. And Cuba Link. This was in 2008 before I got indicted. While they was investigating us while we started that. 50 is the one who co-signed us, came in the video wearing the shirts. This is 50 was bigger than World Star. He was promoting us.
Was big with Jack Thriller and shit.
Yeah, he was promoting us heavy, you know what I mean? And then we got indicted. But that right there, because that at that time I was 10 toes in the street, gang banging, hocus, sex, money, murder. That's what it was. That showed me I took one step out the street and started to push a music career. It showed me that, oh damn, I turned the idea into something that caught the attention of someone like 50 in his prime. And that's when I really started to take music serious. So 50 we was in the Billboard magazine on Hot 97, like we was really going.
Right. And I fuck with 50 music, but it's just he left like I think it was such a void when his reign stopped. Like he took over so much that it was just he left a huge void. And he was I guess you could say he was a hard act to follow, but I just think like it was an interesting time when he was running shit. I ain't going front, but I
Yeah,
think the
he had it
closest thing,
for a couple years. He had it.
yeah, he had it. I think the closest thing to that movement in my lifetime, as far as music, was the Jay-Z and Nas battle, but that was short lived because it was just that one battle. Because 50 was doing this for a while, and the Jeezy movement. Jeezy shit was crazy.
You think Jeezy shit was more impactful than Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne when he had his
Oh yeah,
run,
and Wayne, after Wayne. Yes. Jeezy and Wayne. Yep. 50, Jeezy and Wayne. Those are like the three movements. Wayne's movement felt like
Wayne when he
50's
had
too.
his run, it was nothing to move. It was Wayne. The nigga was on like 100 records in 1 year. Like he was
That's
going
a fact.
crazy.
That's a fact. It was Wayne definitely had a run. I just hated the gang shit with him. It was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that Carter 2 was my favorite Wayne album. Now to me, that's like when he was like he found his lane, like
No,
because we
that
didn't
was
see
it.
that
Carter 2
coming.
was it. That's the one
That
everybody
was
was.
it because I didn't see that coming because I didn't like that Carter one. A lot of people say Carter one was better. Absolutely not. Because I was over Cash Money's production. Because Cash Money hit a peak production wise. They beats started just sounding like 2001 every year, and it was like I was just tired of hearing that shit. When he started fucking with Heat Makers, a lot of people from the South, I hear them talk about hip hop. It's like, hold up now, Lil Wayne followed the East. He was
He was
following New
fucking with
York cats,
Dipset. Him and
all them
Jewels.
cats. He got with East Coast production, Heat Makers, and that's when his whole shit shifted. Like when he got off them bouncy beats. When he got on, when I heard uh Cash Money, Young Money, motherfuck the others, I was like, oh shit. And then what's the name? The Dedication. When he went crazy on that real nigga Tupac beat. I said, oh, okay.
That dedication was retarded.
Man. So it's like what movement happened since then?
Well,
Drake?
Drake had to,
You want to give it to Drake? Like, I mean,
you got to,
he's the
bro.
man, but
When Drake came, he took over, bro. You got to. You got to like he
he
had
took over. It just felt it was a different kind of takeover. It was a
yeah, it
different,
was a different kind of takeover, but
different.
it wasn't
It
what
is.
we was used to. You know what I mean?
It kind of. I hate to say it, but if we want to keep it real, it was pretty positive, I guess, to a degree. But I felt like my only thing with Drake was he always asking. It's like he wanted the title of a crown that he really ain't want to put the work in. It's like you want to be the greatest. You want to be over Nas and Jay and Big and all them, but you got to have some type of social commentary for that. Like this ain't. I feel like he's the LeBron of rap. I feel like they kind of similar to me. It's like they thinking these stats is bigger than impact. It's like you never made a record that felt like Get Rich or Die Trying. Like
That part.
you don't have a life after death. You don't have
That
a reasonable doubt. Like you don't have them. You just got good songs. Like it's hot, but it's like Most Def. You ever seen that interview with Most Def? He said, "Yo, his music, it's like it's make you feel like shopping or something."
Yo, you ain't see DMX and Breakfast Club? They said, Drake, how you
He
feel
said,
about
"I
it? He
like
said,
nothing
I hate
about
him.
him.
I hate his face. I hate
I hate everything about him."
I hate everything about him. Yo, rest in peace to my dog, man.
The X before he passed though, X said they kind of worked it out though. Like he was able to talk to him and shit like that. That
Yeah.
was my favorite. That was my father's favorite rapper. And I never understood it until he passed. I said, my father sound just like DMX. Like when my father like off his little office shit or drinking or something, he literally sounds just and I mean he's the same person. I'm like, yo, my father loved fucking because DMX represented that type of East Coast dude that we don't see that much. Like everybody had knew a DMX. When he came out, it's like I know him. I know him personally. Like I know him. Like he fit a certain persona that you can only find on the East Coast. Like DMX ain't nowhere else but in tri-state area. That particular kind of guy. You know what I'm talking about, Hocus.
Oh yeah, he was unique. He was one of a kind, man. For y'all that don't know, that was one of my dogs, one of my best friends, Road Dog. That was my mentor. I got records with DMX that nobody ever heard to this day. I went on tour with him. Like DMX told me that God told him to pass me the torch. One day we was at one of his shows. He pulled me aside. He was like, "Yo, look, I spoke to God last night, and God told me, to pass you the torch. That you were next up." You know what I mean?
Are
We
you
say,
planning to do some more music soon? Like you want to you got
yeah,
something in person?
I have to because another quick story, a DMX story was DMX is the reason why I got my passport, right? So DMX said, "Yo, go get your passport. We about to go tour overseas." I was like, "Oh shit, I never been overseas." Bet when I got my passport, he got locked up. Long story short, he was locked up for 90 days. When he came out, he was like, "Yo, dog, you've been writing, you've been in the studio." I was like, "I ain't even gonna lie, dog. When you got locked up, I got discouraged." He said, "Don't ever do that." He said, "We don't never stop writing and making music. We gonna make music till we die." And I gotta so for people that my fans that's been waiting for music, I'm not gonna let y'all down. I can't let my dog down. I got some music coming. I'm gonna make music till I die.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I do music too, man. Maybe we can get a joint in. Like I really get busy in the, like on
Of
some rap
course,
shit
let's
too.
do
Like you
it.
know what I'm saying? For real,
Hell
for
yeah.
real. I would love to share some boosts with you. Few more questions. Do you think our community rewards growth or punish it because it disrupts familiar roles?
I think I think our community, if I was going percentage wise, 70%, don't like it. We don't reward it. 30% reward, 70% no. Like with me, with the Drop My Flag challenge, I'm gonna use myself for example. Like, I disrupted people's identity. So that used to be my identity. So I get it. Like I force people to look in the mirror because they know I'm right. But it's like, nigga, like what you think you talking to, nigga? Like you was one of us too. Like, and I'm still one of y'all. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you outgrow something and you want to do something else with your life. So I think our community, we don't reward growth as we should. We don't support. We don't, like I said earlier. In the conversation, we go to more baby showers and graduation.
And what's so interesting to me about when it came to the gangs is I got a lot of homies from non-trade to murder, you to shine, you name it, to seven, all that. And I got some real like Monster Cody said, true believers. Where it's like, yo, this shit ain't hard. Like they Billy. And he often talks about, there's rules and principles. But my question was, and how it started from the jails and, how they had to unify. But what puzzled me is that your issues should unify you. It's like, why did we have to go to the West Coast, call ourselves for blood or call ourselves for Crip, when your issue is something that y'all have? You can unify under anything. The issue is what unify. Like, why does a red flag from California have to unify me in Jersey or me and you in New York? Like, we could just unify right now under whatever we want to do right now. And sometimes I feel like the transference from the gang culture outside of California is some government shit. Especially how you think. Look at how it's pushing game. It's mad gangs. You got Nietas, you got Latin Kings, you got Four Corner Hustlers, Vice Lords, GDs. But Bloods and Crips is the only gang that is endorsed by mainstream culture.
Yeah, I mean, and when you think about it, OG Mac, who brought blood to New York, he turned out to be a federal informant. So
I never knew that.
yeah, he definitely was a federal informant. He turned out, he a snitch. But he told on a certain case. I don't want to bring up the brother name. Was one of my good brothers. He got a book coming. He's gonna tell his story, and he had to fight to get his. He lied. He actually lied on this person. He just picked him out of the street, lied, and had this person go do time for something he didn't do. Um, Now this person is out doing paralegal work, helping others get home. Growth, right? So, yeah, bro. So I definitely think this. I can't remember his name. This is a guy on the internet. He talks about how the CIA started Bloods and Crips. Like they.
Brother, I never knew that, but I always say that to people, and they think, and I'll be telling my friends that gang bang, and they be trying. I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta look, bro, at how this shit go. Like, it all started with me by being raised around it. And I'm gonna be honest, when I was younger, I was gravitating towards Crips because I felt like everybody's mother was blood. And I used to see them just beat the shit out of niggas for like no reason. This is the brat days. You know what I'm saying? Them days. You feel me? And it was just like they were just Molly just destroying people for nothing. And I'm like, fuck, and I always like blue anyway. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go this way. Not because I really wanna, I just ain't like it was a bully aspect to it. And I felt like It was just crazy. Like everybody was just blood. Everybody. And of course I outgrew that. But I read Monster Cody's book, and I realized that this shit really started from some disagreements on both sides from people that was really friends for real. Like the Bloods and the Crips grew up together over there. They was all really childhood friends, and shit just went left and just went way out of control. And I'm like, how the fuck did that get all the way over here? Like that shit is in every state of America. Like when I seen the Super Bowl halftime show, everybody thought that was dope. I didn't like it because it could have been a unifying thing and they made it a single thing. Because that gang shit over there, the gang shit in Cali is so serious that just throwing up your hood is dissing somebody else's hood. You don't necessarily, just throwing it up is enough to be
That they call
dissing
that
bad
banging
shit.
on you. Oh, you banging on me? It's like, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Throwing up neighborhood is like saying you dissing Hoover's. Like it's that deep over there. So it's like, for you to have a Super Bowl halftime show, you got a famous Crip on stage. You got a bunch of people in the front, Crip walking with blue bandanas. You picked the side. Now would have been dope for California in the Super Bowl halftime. They had a red side, they had a blue side dancing together. That would have been dope. That would have been some dope ass shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, yo, this shit is like. They really feed in this. Like, if I was a person from California who grew up on 60th Street or grew up in Inglewood families, it would be hard for me to drop that shit because it's glamorized like a motherfucker. You
And
can't
then
tell them they not the shit.
it's different for out there, bro. 'Cause I speak to a lot of them that I rock with hard. Even in my rabbit hole, I got some Crips from out there in Bloods, and that's their neighborhood. It's like me dropping Castle Hill. It's like it's different. You know what I'm saying? And for in New York, the way it was set up, is we became sets. They're not really sets. That's their neighborhood. That's where they from. So they wouldn't even use the words dropped. To them, that's kind of disrespectful. Now they do say sometimes, "Oh, we not gang banging no more," and stuff like
I'm
that.
not active.
Not active, right? But that's not their lingo, and again, it's still their neighborhood, and it's still like being from that neighborhood. Something can happen to you even if you not gang banging. So it's kind of like
They gotta do it.
you kind of in the culture regardless. It's like it's very different than over here. And I
Yes.
had a lot of brothers explain that to me from over there, OGs, and I respect what they saying. So like, but they get my message and they respect it because they feel like how I feel like how you feel like it should have never came here.
It should have never.
Let me tell you this, right? I don't want to speak for nobody, but I will repeat what some of the OGs from New York, first generation blood, has said. Shout out to the big homie Shockwell. Like, he said on Mikey B platform, he said, yo, we didn't, it started in jail. And for those that, when they was in jail, they used to look at Bloods on the street. They was like, huh, we on the street now? They didn't respect it. Because like you said, unified. They came for a unified cause. It was because they were being oppressed by the Latin Kings. So they came together, formed Blood, and it
The
should have
Latin
stayed.
Kings, something
It should
national, something ethnic.
Right, it should have stayed in jail. Now we didn't take oaths verbatim from Shaquille. We didn't take oaths. In the oath, it did not say that we were going to come home and lead a life of crime to put us right back in prison. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it turned to. It turned to just to a life of crime for gang members. It didn't, and then all we doing, it started in jail, and all we doing is cycling ourselves right back in jail. Like, come on.
It was exactly, and I'm just so like. I'm just so glad that you're saying this because when I say this to people I know that gang bang, they kind of be like offended, and it's like, bro, that shit was not for New Jersey and no fucking New York. I'm sorry, it just
No, we was guard bodies. We was.
See, they know we starting to cook. We starting to cook, and this how they do it when we start to cook, man. This is real talk, man. This is good conversation, man. Support the channel, y'all. Support the channel. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Super Chats. These are dope conversations you hearing it from the horse's mouth. When you start talking that shit, the powers that be gonna start hating. If the brother come back, I'm gonna definitely pull him up. They start hating when you start talking about real stuff. You know what I mean? But shout out to if you got family members, you got young brothers and sisters that's into games. Please let them watch this show. Also watch the interview I did with Lil Caesar from Inglewood Families. Also check out the interview I did with Ayatollah Marv and Melvin Farmer. Yeah, bro.
My
I'm
fault, my
so
phone
glad you But I'm so glad you said that because, like I said, it wasn't for us. Like you were saying, we was God body. We had knowledge of stuff. For example, right? I was watching Kev Mac videos. I know you're familiar with Kev Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I interviewed him too. Shout out to Kev Mac. There was a big homie from Santana Block. I think his name was Melvin or something. Big Mel or something like that. He was talking to some Santanas from Bronx, and they was like, it's like, yeah. So he was out, and they went out there. And he was like, yeah. So you really? He was asking like, so you really bang Santana? Huh? He said, yeah, yeah, yeah. He said, that's what's up. But you know about Sinetta and Brother Polite, and basically he started asking about the conscious community out there. And the dude from New York was like, yeah, I know about them, but you know, it's Santana Block. And I'm like, he don't even realize it. You enamored with they bullshit. They trying to get away from it. They, like you said, they gonna always keep their hood because that's their hood. That's why I feel like it should have never left Los Angeles. It's their thing that they gotta fix and work out amongst themselves. They had no business being nowhere else. But he was like, yo, you enamored with this shit we got going, ain't got shit to do with you. Nigga, we want to be with you on. He didn't even get it. He trying to prove to him that he banging Santana. The nigga from Santana is like, yo, I'm trying to get hit to the knowledge that y'all kicking. And in that moment, I'm like, there's something happened between generations when it comes to the tri-state area. Because I feel like where I'm from is just, in New York, that shit basically the same shit. Newark, no, that shit the same shit. So I'm like, that area, there was a huge disconnect in generations where they don't even understand the glorious culture of the, like that, the New York in the 80s and 90s, like that's the creme de la fucking creme. Like what? What's cooler than that?
What's cooler than having knowledge of self, being intelligent, being able to kick that science, being able like that shit was real attractive. You know what I mean? I don't know. The signals got
it
crossed.
Still is.
It is. It definitely is. But the signals got crossed, bro, and the how can I say it? The influx of the we could blame the media, we could blame the rap game, the overexposure of the culture because it got overexposed. You know what I'm saying? Through the music industry, social media, it got highlighted through music, and it seemed like this is how you got to become successful, or this is a lane to become successful, and to get attention and get some clout. So we got overexposed, and it became like the cool thing to do. People gravitated towards that because let's be real, Pistol Pete ain't never speak out from nothing. National Geographic, y'all push that culture. Fucking A&E, y'all push this culture. That's why Sex Money Murder's around this fucking world. Y'all want to blame us? Y'all push Sex Money Murder further than us. Before social media, yeah, you did A&E documentaries, BET documentaries, you putting them in books, you putting them in newspapers, you glorifying y'all glorified the killing and the murder. Y'all did that. I don't think that I reach more people than A&E and National Geographic.
That's
when it
a
comes
great
to Sex
point.
Money Murder. I know
That's
I reached
a
a lot of
great
people.
point.
I played my part, but y'all played y'all part too.
That's a great point. They made it viral.
Yeah, they made it viral before viral. So what
That's a fact, because that gangland shit, I remember them shows. They had a big Sex Money Murder set in Trenton. And they had a whole show about that. Did you travel to Jersey a lot during that time?
Not a lot, but I'm familiar with the bros out there. Yeah. They used to come to to the hood too. Yeah.
Bet. Are you still in touch with Pistol Pete?
Well, I never was in touch with Pistol Pete.
Okay.
Pistol Pete's generation before me. I never met him.
Okay.
Yeah, I do speak to his father though. Shout out to Big Pete.
Do you know if he had like a different outlook on things now, or
he haven't to my knowledge, and from me, why he haven't ever spoken out, so I don't know. And I definitely don't want to speak for him. So
no doubt. I respect that. Yeah. I definitely respect that. But yeah, man, I really think that it really undermined the fabric of what made New York great. And I think it affected the music as well.
It did. It definitely affected the music. It seemed like it didn't like the labels. Just I always say this too, right? The labels should be held accountable too because y'all funded the war. Like how all the mothers that got dead sons through rap music should sue the record labels. How you funding a song? Y'all would never fund a song that got a dead Jewish kid in it. Y'all wouldn't do it. Y'all just wouldn't do it. Y'all not gonna put $1 million behind that song. But these young rappers are rapping about dead black children, and y'all putting millions of dollars behind it. So what you think the next young black kid think he got to do to get $1 million? To get all the women, to get that becomes attractive. That is worse. That they did worse than the drug dealers did to us back in the days. Like us watching us and seeing the glamour from that. This is worse to me. This is way worse because this is being funded by corporations and they getting away with it.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting away with it. Like
I
it
believe.
should be illegal. And they should be sued, man. They should be sued. You should not be allowed to fund a record that got a dead child in it. You shouldn't be allowed to do it.
No, you shouldn't. Absolutely. But it's funny because, I think NBA YoungBoy, his tour, when I didn't realize he was that popular, he sold out everywhere. And I believe he's Sex Money Murder now. So it's just ironic that people that's really a part of it and really like was in it is trying to move away. But you got young rappers that's not even from New York. Now they pushing it. It's just like the cycle continues. Like how do you think we stop these cycles of influence?
Sometimes I like to take on bigger tasks than that I can handle. I just say that to say that I understand that I can't save the world. It's not even my job to do that. If I turned one person around from the gang life, I did my job, but I already did hundreds, I would believe, because there's some people that tell me, some people that don't, who just walked away, right? So, NBA YoungBoy, I believe that maybe when it's because I once pushed the culture like him, so I don't fault him. Maybe one day he'll see the light and be like, yo, you know what? This really wasn't worth it. Because he's very influential. People like him, I don't never bash them while they're doing it because I understand the influence and power that they got. I would rather work with him and try to talk him and show him like, look, bro, look at what's going on. Look at all these indictments. Look what you influencing. I'm not taking away from your artistry. I'm just saying you could just at least throw in there something and just tell them like, yo, look, I chose this. This ain't for y'all. This ain't for y'all. I chose this gang culture. This ain't for y'all. Y'all don't want to end up in prison. Y'all want give us something. Give us something. But in due time, is everybody doing it in due time?
I ain't gonna front, bro. I be thinking they be like put in place to do certain stuff because it's like I never seen the era where people get millions of dollars just to perpetuate a gang. Like I don't understand that. Like you're already famous. It's not like you was murdered when you was a child and you just brought it with you to the game. Like I heard he recently did that, and it's like what I be thinking these artists is really in the way sometimes with what they be doing, bro. It's like, yo, you got the spotlight. Like, why would you represent a gang after millions, after success, after you get out the hood? Like that should be. I think we give them too much passive for saying they don't know. Like they know something, bro. It's like, why are you pushing this once you own already? You're already talking about sliding and shit. Like you're already a gangster, bro. You're already talking that shit. Why you gotta add like the gang shit on it? Like it's just like I just feel like there's something. It must be some incentive for these men to do that. I just feel like they get away with too much. It's like they need to change now. It's like
I agree.
it's like because the problem is this is why I respect Nas and Tupac and artists like Michael Jackson. And I got love for Jay, but I got like a love-hate relationship with Jay. Don't blackball me, Jay. But I'm just saying, I respect Jay Nas and them because at the height of their career, they kept it real. I think it's something about an artist when at his height of his popularity, he talk about some real shit. Not I get all the money I want, I drain the game dry, and now I'm gonna kick that shit. It's like, of course, it's convenient now. Like people like the 444 album. I thought it was cool. But I remember back in the day, he told Nas, switch up your flow, your shit is garbage, but you kind of trying to acknowledge. Yeah, actually he is. What's wrong with that? Now it's cool. Now it's all right to kick that. But why wouldn't I remember people laughed at me when Nas made, cause I used to be a big Nas defender. Everybody in my hood was Unit and Dipset and Jay. I was the Nas guy. And they laughed when Nas made I Know I Can Be What I Want to Be. It's like,
nah, that shit was hard. I loved it when he did that.
But people thought that was corny. It's like, what's up with that? Like when he made Black Girl Laws, that was at the height of Nas' career. He made a song like that. You know what I'm saying? At the height of Michael Jackson's career, he made What About Us? You know what I'm saying? Heal the World. It's like, to me, that says a lot about an artist when he could say some real shit when he got your attention. So It's like these rappers need to be saying some shit now, not after they get indicted, not after they do like no, say it right now. Why you got the attention of our children? Why you got the attention of our youth? Because they not gonna care about you when you ain't got the attention. It's not gonna hit the
That's true.
same when you know what I'm saying. And I'm just tired of us giving these people a pass. Like, no, you need to change your message right now. You need to start talking about some real shit right now. I remember they did an interview with Young Thug around the Mike Brown era. Because these rappers, like, it's almost like this the NBA and like sports. They ain't play physical D back in the today. They don't play physical D down. So these young players not tested how they was tested back then. Back then, back in the day, rappers used to have to do interviews on panels talking about their lyrics. So what about this lyric? Why did you say that? Ice Cube had to articulate himself. Lil Kim, all of them had to be like tested and questioned about their music. These motherfuckers don't say, no one questions them out of banning or getting blackballed or being banned to like you should be able to defend what you rap about. If you can't articulate what you rap about and defend, like I said this song, I made this song because when I went through this, if you can't do that shit, to me, you're not a rapper. You just an agent of confusion. And they asked Young Thug one time at the BT Awards, they said, how you feel about the Mike Brown situation? Think about it. This is the BET Hip Hop Awards. This is a black thing. He stopped and said, I'll leave that up to the laws and all that shit. We get money in Rock and Diamonds. Like I'll leave that up to the laws and all that.
That was very ignorant. And Lil Wayne did something like that too. I can't remember exactly what it was.
He said they not racist because I'm a rich young nigga, so it's impossible
Yeah.
for them to be racist.
Yeah.
So you get to say that and push the game? Nah, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like I feel like if we want shit to change, we got to start holding these artists accountable in these interviews. Not saying we hate y'all, but it's like stand on that shit, man. Like Tupac had to defend his lyrics all the time. Ice Cube had to defend his lyrics all these back in the day. These rappers was asked real questions. Do you think the music, even on the Tupac album on Machiavelli, they had the interview on Getting Down to Live and Die in LA. They said, "How you feel like your lyrics influence young people?" They said, "It's you have rhymes like you shooting people's parents, like they would question you for what you say." And today we just let people say whatever. Like I don't think the music gonna change, and we just let them get away with that. Like, how do you feel about that? I know I was a little long-winded. I'm sorry. I get a little passionate because I really love hip hop.
You're right. Yeah, after hearing you speak like that, I agree. I was trying to give benefit of doubt, but we need to hold them accountable and be more responsible right now.
Right now, why they popular? They got our children's attention right now. They're not gonna have it in 5 years. They got it right now.
Yeah, NBA YoungBoy is very, very popular. I think that he I don't know if he got who's his OG, but like the OGs who think like us is probably like not around. He just needed a real OG in his ear that just because he becomes the OG because he's the millionaire, and that's what's fucked up about it. Like when you got the money, you become the OG. Like you feel like I ain't gotta listen to nobody. Like so I don't know if that's his situation, but I have seen that before, right? The young influential guy with the money thinks that I'm that guy. Well, I'm gonna listen to you. But that president need an advisor, man. You know what I mean? And we all need an advisor. We all need a big homie that we could call. To this day, I'm 42, about to be 43. I got big homies that I call for advice. I need to. Like they've been here longer than me, 60 years old, been around longer than me, probably did more than me. I don't think I'm better than nobody because I'm Hocus for fifth and people respect me. I've been in the street, beat trial, did this, I bust my gun and did that. All that. Who cares about all that? Right? It is OGs that I can learn from that I need to learn from. Right? So NBA YoungBoy, he need to pick up that phone and call some OG or somebody need to call him and have a conversation with him. Like, all right,
I think the problem is the OGs is still following the kids. I think this is the first era where the OGs don't want to grow up. Like the OGs still want to be cool like them or dress like them. Like,
yeah, I gotta agree with you. We know certain rappers that's in their 40s, 50s that just won't let it go. So,
but even like I just think that we have to embrace aging. Like it's okay. Like because if we don't embrace aging, I think what we're subconsciously telling these young boys is that your life only matters when you're young, and that's a lie.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
You can age grace. It's about aging gracefully. If your whole life is about what you are from 15 to 25, like that's not life. Life goes beyond that. And I feel like for the older generation, keep emphasizing on trying to look young. And I ain't talking about like looking young and health wise, but trying to dress like these young motherfuckers. I be seeing, and I love Fab, but I be seeing him trying to dress like these young niggas too. It's like, let them young niggas wear all that weird shit, bro. Like, we ain't them big ass boots, all that. Let them wear that shit, man. We dope boy fresh. Like this, I don't want to look like no golf rock star. Like, I don't want to fit in with these little kids that bad, bro. Like, let them have that weird shit. That ain't us,
And then
man.
a lot of them too, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Like in our era, we not to say everybody, but most of us didn't use drugs because either our parents is on drugs or we sold drugs and we seen what it did to the community.
Weed and liquor, that was it.
Weed and liquor, that was it. Now these kids, they on opioids, they on heroin, and they don't understand that they are right. They on heavy drugs,
Right.
and that plays a big part too. The drugs, I will say that. I'm not making excuses for them.
No, absolutely, it make a big difference. Like we sold it, they try doing the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a different. I just feel like back in the day we influenced popular culture. Now popular cultures influence hip hop.
That's a fact.
Like we brought high fashion to the hood. Like all them high fashion labels had to change their shit to look baggy to shit to what we was wearing in the street. Now the streets is trying to look like some European metrosexual in fucking Berlin or some shit. It's like that was never the fucking wave. Like these big furry boots and fucking it's just some BDSM type of sadomasochistic wear or some shit. Like we never was into that shit, bro. Like that just wasn't us. It comes from the mind of some weirdo in Germany or some shit. Like it ain't, and it's I don't. Yo, this shit weird as fuck out here, bro. This shit weird as hell, man. The fashion, all this shit. But I got a couple more questions for you, and I ain't gonna hold you too longer. How do you separate? Well, 3 questions. What's the most dangerous lie the streets tell young men that nobody challenges? Honestly,
Oh, the most dangerous lie the streets tell young men that nobody challenges.
or one of them.
One of the most damn. That's a good question. I gotta brainstorm. What's a lie that the streets tell young men that nobody challenges? Oh man, there's so many lies that just.
Well, just give me some. Give me some.
We I mean we encourage the street mentality, like the popping nigga, like like when you getting money, we don't really we could see like we were just talking about, we could see someone out there doing all type of fucked up shit, but as long as they getting money and they don't really be challenged, like there's nobody to really tell them that is wrong.
We let money override character.
Yeah, money definitely override character in the street. It definitely does. Like nigga could get away with a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like the average dude, a nigga could smack a woman, a female. He the nigga on the block getting the money. Niggas will probably laugh at that. Oh shit, look what happened. But let somebody else do that. It's like you a bitch ass nigga for hitting a woman. That's just one example. And there's really no. It's like when you in the streets and you doing your thing, you kind of got a pass to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
If you ain't got the right OGs around, you know what I'm saying? But if you the money maker, it's kind of like, yo, niggas dick ride the nigga with the money.
Do you think that in the streets that violence is a stronger currency than money? Or you thought it was like that once upon a time, or you think it's even now, or it's more the money, man?
Violence isn't a stronger currency than money, but in the streets, violence is necessary to protect to protect your money. Because I say you got niggas that's not really like that, like they don't put in the work, but they got the money to influence the work to get put in, and that also happens and take place.
So like one hand wash the other, so the money end up controlling the muscle.
The money, that's why I said if you got the money, you kind of, that's why I said what I first said. If you got the money, you kind of can do whatever, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be based more on your character, like because you could be it's a lot of fucked up niggas with money that don't care about people, that don't care about the community, even in a circle, that don't care about like they jeopardize other people.
Exactly. How do you separate loyalty from self-destruction, especially when they look identical in the streets?
How do you separate loyalty from self-destruction?
Like, say if you down with the hood, but you know that being that your man just did some bullshit, but he from the
Oh,
hood. So how do you separate? I'm holding it down, but I'm really putting myself in a fucked up situation. Like, you know what I mean?
that's a tough one, and it's very hard, especially when you in the gang and you want to ride for your bros. You got to make the best decision for yourself and think about yourself at the time, man. You got to be like Trey and get out the car.
Gotta get out the fucking car,
you
man.
got you got to get out the car because especially if you know you're not like that, you're not built for it, and especially if you know, because everybody who's going to tell, they know that they're gonna tell already and be a rat if they ever get caught. Yo, just get out the car, man. Get out the car because there's too many of y'all in the whip that don't belong there. And this is why the Drop My Flag challenge is so important, because it's about letting those go who want to leave, right? Give them the space, give them the door. Yo, you guys can leave. I had one of the homies call me today. Well, former homies, right? He's an older dude, 50 years old. He called me today and said, "Yo, bro, I just want to call you. I'm so proud. One of the originators of Bloods. I'm just so proud of you." He said, "I know personally of 15 homies, right, that dropped their flag because I know personally because of what you did. And I don't even know that. I'm just influencing people." He said, "I know personally 15 that walked away because of what you did. I just want to let you know you're doing something good. I'm proud of you." Because I gave them the platform to do it, to where it opened up conversations. Yo, if y'all want to leave, y'all want to leave. Like, ain't nobody gonna do none of y'all. Let them out the whip. And if you know you ain't like that, get out the whip. Get out the whip, bro. Leave. Go have that conversation with your owner. Hey, listen, y'all, I'm gonna be real with you. Hocus got the Drop My Flag challenge going. I was thinking about it. I ain't really built for that. I just had a kid, or I'm planning on having a kid. I want to be more time with my girl, my family. I'm about to get a job. I'm about to go to school. Whatever it may be. I just want to focus more on life, bro. I'm here for y'all as brothers, but as far as the gang politics, I just don't want no parts of it no more. Have that conversation with your homies, man. Get out the whip, man. You don't belong there. I'm talking to those who don't belong there. And y'all know y'all hearing my voice right now. Y'all know that y'all don't belong there. Y'all know that y'all, and it's not trying to kick nobody down. Like, listen, y'all know that you ain't built for it. You know that you gonna go work with the feds if they come get everybody that you really don't want to go to jail. So get out the whip now. And for those that know that they're not going to tell, get out the whip too if you feel like that, because you don't want to be in a position where somebody got to tell on you. Sometimes this is going to sound crazy what I'm going to say, but we put people that could have been our lifelong friends in positions to become a rat because they're already in a position they're not supposed to be in. You know what I mean? Like, this could have been your lifelong friend if you would have just had him where he belonged. He don't belong there in the gang with you. He belonged doing something else. Maybe it would have been loyal at something else, but they did not. And it's not only gang, right? We talking about the streets. We talking about the streets, period, right? They don't belong in the streets. We know. Sometimes we can feel those people. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes it's cloaked very well, right? Sometimes they do cloak, but that's why, the streets and the street culture, the G code, like we talked about earlier, it's just like, yo, bro, it ain't worth it. Don't
Yeah, it
come
never
this road.
existed, man. I think that's the biggest myth is the street code, the G code. I think that's the biggest lie ever told. It don't exist and never did. And one thing I realized that everybody that made it to the top told, and it makes sense to me, or everybody be all so shocked. It's like, no, when you really understand the streets, the only way to make it to the top is to not give a fuck. And a snitch doesn't give a fuck. He cares about himself. Like all the big time kingpins that get money, you to get to that level of height, you can't care about the next man. So to me, when they snitch, I'm not justifying it. It just I don't be surprised because a snitch that telling is a selfish act. And you got to
Yes.
be extremely selfish in the streets to get to certain levels. So I don't even be surprised.
It is a part of the culture. It's not like we keep looking at like people are doing something wrong. They're doing something that is a part of the culture, and it's hard to look at it like that, but that's what it is. Like, you're not gonna change that. Nobody's gonna come along in the next generation and change that. It's a movie called Minority Report. If you've never seen it, with Tom Cruise, right? And in that movie, it was a scene that stuck out to me a lot. So in a scene where they're in the greenhouse and the lady, she's showing him, like, she's having a conversation with him, right? And then she grabbed one of the plants. And the plants, when she grabbing it, is trying to tug away, and then it tugs away, and then it scratches her hand, right? And then she told him, she said, I'm paraphrasing, right? Any species is always going to choose its own survival first, right? Same thing with humanity. People are going to choose themselves first. Human beings are very selfish. More times than none, someone in that situation is going to tell on you to not do the jail time and leave their family out here and give you up. More times than none, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing for sure. Even I'm not saying out of 30 people, 29 of them is going to tell. All it takes is one. So if it's one thing for sure, at least one person, nobody is exempt from that in the streets. It's going to happen to you. It happened to me. It happened to everybody. Gets told on everybody. If you that's how people go to jail, unless it's just like a mere possession charge. But we talking about these conspiracies that they doing right now. Somebody is talking, man.
Yeah. And that's why that drill wave just never made sense. It's like y'all are literally tweeting your murders, you're rapping them. It's like y'all just saying take me to jail. It's like it's no mystery to nothing they doing. It's just like that was just like, to me, that's like a sign of like a drugs. They have to be on drugs, because the streets was always about being under the rug, not being very inconspicuous. Even when you look at the mob back in the day, they would have these businesses that be fronts. You don't want them to know what you're doing. So to be tweeting, I'm about to get the numbers up. We up 10 on the scoreboard. Like, why would you tweet that? Like, it's just like, I don't fucking know.
Yo, let me tell you, right? I want to say this, right? Because I need this message to go out there. This is 2026 in the world of AI. You are not getting away with no murders. You are not getting away with busting your gun. Trying to bust your gun and be that nigga, it's not worth it. Look, a Baltimore cop just came out and said, but this is every city. If you go shoot your gun, we're gonna catch you on camera. We have cameras that detect as soon as you shoot your gun, it comes on and it starts to record, right? And a lot of y'all think that, well, I'm gonna get masked up, but they got flock cameras. And he says this too. He said we got flock cameras that's following you. And every last murder in the last fucking at least 7-8 years, everybody that I know that's locked up for murder, this is what happens. They all getting caught because the camera follows you from when you leave your house. So let's say the murder happens on 42nd Street, right? They rewind the camera back they catch you on the camera from 42nd Street and they go backwards and rewinding for everywhere. So they see you get out that car. So they rewind, they follow in the car backwards to when you left your house and you put on a hoodie, when you walked out the door and you fixed the mask. They know that's you. You ain't getting away with it now, bro. You not, bro. You're not, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. It's not worth it, bro. The streets is not worth it, my nigga. Like you started off.
It gotta be a self-defense situation.
It gotta be, bro. Like, it's like you started off asking me, like, why should somebody listen to people like me who've been through it? Why? Because I'm telling you, it's a dead end. It is a dead end, bro. Nobody want to spend the rest of their life in prison. Let me tell you something, right? I was facing the rest of my life in prison. By the grace of God, I made it up out of there. I went to trial. That is the scariest feeling in the world, bro. Like, everybody that's doing life right now want to come home. They want to come home. So y'all drop my flag challenge. Wow, like, what I'm supposed to wait for 30 years? I'm 43. If I'm supposed to wait till I'm 70, come home and say I dropped my flag? Who cares at that point? No, I'm supposed to tell y'all now. Don't go down this road, bro. It's not worth it, man. And you do not want to be there. And guess what? There's somebody who don't want to be there. Just because you're not going to tell, they are going to tell.
Man, my little bro went to jail. He busted a move with his sister's baby father. That motherfucker told like a motherfucker. And they family now, because he got kids with his sister. Could you imagine some shit like that? Whew.
Yo, I've seen many cases like that, man. It's real sad, bro. It's real sad. And like I said, man, we the street culture done twisted us, man. It done twisted us. We need to get back. We need to get back to a tribal nature. We need to get back to knowledge of self. We need to get back, because the real enemy, not to flip it, but this is what I've been preaching the last 5 years in the rabbit hole. If anybody been following me, the real enemy is Bill Gates. People like that. People that want to put poison in our food. That's the real enemy. People that want to poison our air.
Absolutely.
People that want to force vaccinate us.
Absolutely.
That's the real enemy. People that want to put something in your body forcibly.
Big pharma. Absolutely. All of that. Absolutely.
The man is the protector of the household. Like, once you go to jail, like I said earlier, what was my baby mom supposed to do? I'm not there to protect. I'm not there to provide. Once you go, a woman needs protection. That's what she needs. She needs a man to provide for her. Fuck this affirmative action shit and women getting jobs. No, the man is the dominant provider. And you can't, and think of you, when we go to jail, we leave our mothers out here, our sisters, we leave our girlfriends out here, we leave our kids out here. Yo, this is a dangerous world just to be out here, bro. I got to do roll calls every day. There's women getting all word. There's women getting sexually assaulted. There's little niggas is robbing little kids. Niggas is robbing 10-year-olds, bro. Yo, niggas pushed a 10-year-old on the floor the other day, took $45 out of his pocket. Y'all didn't see that in the Bronx? Like, yo, we go to jail, we're leaving our family out here. Just out here in this world, my nigga. Nah, bro. That's more important. Fuck, fuck the homies, my nigga. Your family is more important, bro.
So drop a jewel on the young ladies who are enamored by the local blood or the local quip, and she's in awe of him. What do you tell that young girl right now?
I mean, she without sounding mean. I mean, listen, man. Women are attracted to bad boys, and just understand that I used to be that bad boy. And I felt that I was a good dude, but I didn't have my mind on right. And just know that when you are attracted to that bad boy, you do get with him, you do have a kid with him. It's more than likely that he's gonna go to prison or jail or end up in a my fault. Or it's gonna end up in the grave. It's just point blank, period, simple. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, he's the leader, he's the guider, but you the helpmate. You can, if you're not helping him push him in another direction and you don't see him going in that direction, leave. Like I will tell a woman, like, don't get with us bad boys, man. It's gonna fuck up your life in the long run too, man. You're gonna have a hard, long life dealing with something like that. I put my baby mom through a lot by going to jail. I left her out here to raise 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be selfish, like, because she didn't want to bring them to come see me. I had them attitudes. I'm making her life more stressful, but she still got to be out here and take care of them, right? I would say walk away, man. Like, walk away, man. It's hard to say that because I don't want to sound like, I don't want to sound like the person that want to break up families. But I'm just saying, like, choose better. What can I say, man? Choose better, man. Because at the end of the, just know that it is what it is. Like, when someone's in the street, they heading. There's only two places they heading. Now, if you believe in someone enough, because I wish that she would have believed in me enough to see my change. Now I thought I was gonna spend the rest of my life with her, but things happen another way. But you believe in someone enough, then stick it out. But there's better out there, bro. There's better out there.
That's respect. I'm glad you said that. Because I've been in a lot of these conversations, and instead of just saying what you said, they try to make excuses as if, because I'm from the hood too. I've been on both sides. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wore many hats, so I understand how it is to just be the 9-to-5 blue collar dude, and I understand how to be viewed in that way where you hanging with this one and hanging with that certain crowd, and you know what I'm saying? They associate with you with certain people, and a lot of men in these spaces try to make excuses like, oh, it's the reason why our women is attracted to that, and as if it's something those guys could teach a brother who not like that. And some maybe, but it's like they always try to make excuses like, no, this image has been pushed to our women because women always are attracted to strength. But like I said, it's the difference between being attracted to strength and being attracted to criminality. And I think sometimes a lot of men be trying to blend the lines like, no, because you can know how to defend yourself. You can know how to fight. You can know how to be a protective man. And a woman will still view you in a certain way because you don't have a certain gangster bravado or gangster type of way of going about yourself, as if that's how men gotta be, and they don't. And I respect what you said because you did that, you lived that life, and you made it clear, like, no, this is not it. And if you think it is, there's something wrong with how you view it. And I respect that because a lot of people don't even have the heart to admit that. So shout out to you for that. So real quick, and I'm gonna let you go. Do you think modern conversations around masculinity help men grow or just shame them into silence?
I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna answer. I want to say something to the last question, what you just said, then I'm gonna answer that.
No
So
problem.
I really strongly believe that back then, if she would have told me, I ain't gonna lie to you, if you don't leave the streets long, I don't want a future like this for our kid. I gotta leave you, and then took the steps to leave me. I think I would have probably been like, yo, bro, it's like I'm a, like, you know what I mean? Especially because I really
That's an
loved her.
interesting point. That's an interesting point because she didn't. A lot of times, like I meet people, and sometimes you got to ask the woman a question. Why would you put yourself in that position, such a vulnerable position, with for somebody to live such a volatile life? Like, what's going on in your mind? Well, you just all right. I see the guns, I see the drugs, I see the violence, I see the cops, I see the in and out, and I'm gonna have a child with this person. Like, what's on your mind?
It's like, you got to give them an ultimatum, man. And if they not willing to walk away from that life, I wouldn't want my daughter to be with someone in that life. You know what I mean? Because I was in that life. So, but if she did fall in love with someone in that life and she was like, Dad, he's in, like, give him an ultimatum. If he don't walk away, baby, you got to do what you got to do. So I think I would have. So that's just one thing I wanted to give for the woman, that if you is dealing with somebody in that life and you see them going down the path of destruction, maybe you got a kid or they plan on having kids with them, get him that ultimatum, man. That man will probably change his life for you. But to answer the last question, what say it again? I'm sorry, bro. Damn.
Before I ask that question again, you just said something that sparked another question. Based on living that life, because I know, as you know, it's levels to the street shit. In most hoods, you got 5 or 10 hitters that may get money, may not, but they really do something to you. Then you got a couple dudes. Then you got a group around them that they not really shooters, but they'll fight. And then you got all these mascots that just hover and shit. So with that being said, am I lying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fact. So with that being said, what's something that you could tell these sisters to how can I put this? What's a character trait, or what's a benefit that you've seen men struggle with in the lifestyle that you have? Like what mentality that bleeds into relationships that's negative that you see in men that's in the street heavy that women uh take disregard? Like, what's some pathologies that proves that they're not really equipped to be with you? Like, what's some personality traits that is a detriment to being with the man in the streets that he hasn't conquered yet? Is it, whether it be discipline, whether it be emotional intelligence? Like, what are the skills that a man in that position are lacking for a relationship?
Um. Well, yeah, discipline is one of them. You can say that because it is. They haven't really matured yet. They haven't really, and a lot of times they really haven't understood the importance of family structure. They to some degree, because they feel like their homies is their family, but that if you're in a relationship with a woman and you building a family with this woman, like I can say that for myself. I didn't even really understand, you know, what I had to what it really took to build that structure. Like I just know we was together. I love you. I'm gonna give you money. I like you, or I like you, or I love you. And I just didn't put in the time and the effort, like, with her to really, what I'm saying? Like, I think I was more focused on myself and in the street, what I had going on, me hustling and all that. Like, and that's just my girl. You know what I'm saying? I think so. It's kind of like, we outside, and that's more important than building that structure with a woman a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. Two more questions. Um, in your view, where do men confuse pride with strength the most?
Um,
When they're in the streets, of course, like from a street perspective.
where did it confuse pride with strength? I think when they get into altercations, they care more about how people look at them than actually, like, we really lack communication skills in the hood. A lot of beefs, a lot of dramas could be handled with simple. I'm talking about the most simplest communication. Like if we would just pick up the phone and call our op, what you call an op. If you would have just had, yo, bro, I don't really like the way you did that. What you talking about? Ain't nobody there. Nah, son, like you heard you talk to me, man. Like, you know, yo, well, how I talk to you though? Now, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. My bad. Like, instead of that, like we'll react and probably a pop on somebody and right there spark. Maybe somebody gets stabbed. Now, okay, you stabbed me, I gotta shoot you. Now somebody dead, and now the beef is on. Like we lack communication skills. We don't know how to really deal with each other and talk with each other.
Conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution. I'm heavy on that right now, bro. Big on conflict resolution. Even when people come at me on the internet, I even try to conversate with them. Like that, my approach is very much different than it used to be. I'm like, what's your problem, man? Well, you want to have and most of the time, you know what happened? All they want to do is talk to Hocus. So yeah, we really like that, and I used to like that too in the hood. So I thought that all right, nah, like nigga play with me, I'ma show him.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's a fact. Cause that's just what people respect where we're from. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, and you got to go all the way now. Cause these days it's like a fight. It's unfortunate people go straight to the guns because nobody know how to take an ass whooping no more.
Nobody even know how to fight.
No. I remember when Jada said back then, he said, ain't no more fair ones. Now niggas will jump your moms. So that's a fucking fact. They definitely will. And what's harder admitting? You were wrong or letting go when you thought you were? No, I don't even think that's the question I want to ask. But you could answer that one, but that's not the one I want to ask. That's what's the one I want to ask.
Letting go.
Letting go.
It's harder to let go, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. What's the next one? It was a certain one I wanted to ask you that's really thought-provoking. Oh yeah, so you said admitting you was wrong is not as bad as letting go you thought you were?
Yeah. I think admitting you was wrong is much, you said was harder. I think it's like letting go is much harder than admitting you was wrong. I mean, both is hard though. It depends on the situation. You know,
you ever had those moments where you just be like, man, sometimes I wish I didn't know because it's like ignorance is bliss. Do you ever have those moments sometimes where it seems like people, because being in a life that you live is very unique because even though you know it was wrong, people treated you right. And now that you're trying to do right, people treating you wrong. Does that conflict with you sometimes? Like, yo, what the fuck am I really doing? Like, what is this place I'm in? Like, these motherfuckers don't even care for real. Like, do you have like a conflict and interest sometimes in your mind? I do.
No, I don't, because I love the movie The Matrix, and I understand that there is a Matrix, and I understand that I woke up from the Matrix and not everybody woke up.
So, that's a fact too. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like in the Matrix, what did they do? They used to wake up one person at a time, right? It's because you had to. You can't wake up everybody at the same time. It's not going to happen. So when I get those attacks, or when I start to see, I just understand I'm in the Matrix. Like, you know, but in order to get things done, you have to jump back in the Matrix, which they did all the time, right? In order to save the Zion, they had to go back in the Matrix. So I jumped back in the Matrix and
like that.
Drop my flag, yeah.
I like that. Last little bit, I'm gonna let you go. Is redemption something you earn privately, or do you think it's something society has to grant you?
That's a great question. Wow, that's a great question. I think it's something you earn privately. You know, I think it's something you gotta forgive yourself first. And you know, I went through that process, bro. I really sat and I forgave myself, and I forgave myself for everything I did. And then what I did was I made a group chat with my family members, and I told them, I forgive y'all. I told them, don't respond to this, but I forgive y'all for everything. If I ever felt like y'all wasn't there for me, I forgive y'all. Or for anything I did, I forgive y'all. And I will hope that y'all forgive me for anything I did. Don't answer this. Don't answer it though, right? And I just told them what my focus was. This is like a year ago, or a couple months before I dropped my flag. You know what I'm saying? I was just going through this process. This is what a lot of people don't even know. So I think it happens within first. You know, you really don't need redemption from society, but it's good to. Because then I went to the internet with it after that. Yo, I'm practicing forgiveness. I forgive everybody who ever did me wrong. Right? you know, so you don't really need redemption from society, but it doesn't hurt in most cases to put it out there.
Have you ever outgrown people who only respected the old version of you? And if so, how did you handle that?
Absolutely. Oh, you serious? I outgrown so many people that they've been trying to hold on to the old hocus since I came home. I've been this person before I came home. They just didn't understand. I came home a vegan. Everybody making jokes on me. Yo, you're eating grass. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I handle that. I think I handle it well because I just don't. Once you let go of the pride issue of what people care about you, we spoke about that a little while ago. Then it's easier to navigate this world. Once you don't care what people think, like this is my life. I'm gonna live it how I want to live it. As long as I'm not harming myself or I'm not harming others, I'm cool with it, and I'm actually helping other people. So yeah, so like I really don't care what anybody think about me at this point. Like it doesn't matter. Like you know what I'm saying. But these kids, I care about what they think about me. That's it.
I respect that. On the vegan, I'm asking you about this vegan thing. Then I'm one last question. I'll let you go. How does someone? Because people always say, "How do I get started?" So for somebody who's a vegan, give me an example of how you can go vegan without spending a lot of money. Like, where did someone start as far as trying to start eating a vegan lifestyle? Do they start eating out, find a vegan restaurant? Do they start making vegan meals? Like, how would you suggest somebody start that lifestyle?
Well, fortunately, there's a lot of vegan restaurants now, especially in like major cities. So I will encourage y'all to download this app. It's called Happy Cow, Happy COW, Happy Cow. And the Happy Cow app will have vegan restaurants and supermarkets that's close to you wherever you at. So you can use that around the world as long as those restaurants, most restaurants, vegan restaurants are, signed in with that app.
Mhm.
But how can someone get started? Yeah, vegan restaurants go try because you know why? Because in the vegan restaurants, they're good chefs. So they will make the food really good rather than you go try somebody.
They are vegan food be good as hell.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of it's New York, man. New York got the most and the best vegan
I mean,
restaurants.
New York got. I mean, up north got the best restaurants to me.
Period.
Like, the one thing, because I live in Charlotte, and I always thought that the South would have better soul food. I hate to break it to you. From what I saw, like I'm sure some spots that I ain't heard of that's in the because it's the South, but I feel like the best soul food I had was up north. I was shocked, but the soul food I had up north was better than soul food I had down south.
You know, most of the top chefs in the world, they go to New York or they either learn in New York and they pass through New York because it's a big market there. So yeah, New York is always gonna have the best food, man.
Do you see yourself living anywhere else besides New York, or you one of those New York?
I live in Atlanta, bro. I don't live in New York.
Oh,
I will never move back to New York. Ever, 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 ever.
me neither, bruh. I'm so, like, for me to live up north, I would have to be a millionaire. That's the only way because to me,
I wouldn't even do it then. I'm good.
I just, when I was younger, my dream apartment was like living in like Manhattan. Like,
Yeah,
I
I used
love
to
the
think
city.
about that
Like,
too until I bought a house.
I hear that, but I love the city. Like, even in Charlotte, I live downtown. Like, I like skylines and shit like that. Like, that's just me. But last question, brother. Two things. If you could sit across from your younger self right now, what truth will he resist hearing the most?
Ooh, what truth would he was just hearing the most? Um, hmm. I think he will resist hearing. Well, damn, what could when I was young, what would have really bothered me if I would have had someone? Like, I know it sounds so cliche, but you hard headed. Like, you don't listen. Like,
You ain't want to hear that shit.
you think you know it all. You don't know it all. Like
And that triggered you back then.
Another thing would be you too loyal to the wrong things. You know, you good. You're a good-hearted person, but you're loyal to the wrong people and to the wrong things. You will focus your energy on the things that benefit you. You focus on you. You will make it much further in life. But you giving your energy and your power. You're a powerful person. You're a powerful person. Everything you touch, it expands. Everything. But you lending your power to the wrong people, to the wrong circumstances. And every time I pursued my passion, I always made some leeway, some headway. I always seen something happen from it. Like, you know, every time I lend my power to something that I wasn't supposed to, I went to jail.
Facts, facts. Last question, brother. When history looks back, how do you want your voice to be remembered? As a warning, a guide, or a mirror?
Mirror.
Why?
Because I believe that you have to go within in order to that's the only way to manifest things. Actually, is going within. You know, I don't know anybody religion here watching, but I'm not a Bible thumper or Christian, but Jesus did say the King of Heaven is within.
Is
I
within.
believe I believe that we all are God, right? Manifested here on earth. God is within, and you know, we want to mirror God's image. And when I decided to let go and let God, so to speak, and I went within, that's when I manifested all the things that I want every single time. Like I was just saying, you know. So I definitely want to mirror that, and I believe that looking in the mirror and that metaphor of going within, you know, that right there is that is the secret.
Facts.
That is the secret to manifest, man. Because for too much times we even scientifically, the world you see out here is not even really what you see. Yet brain is interpreting it and then painting a picture for you. Everything is really within.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a fact, brother. And I'm glad to know that you in Atlanta. You're not too far from me. I'll be down there sometimes, man. You gotta we gotta break bread, man. And take me to one of them vegan spots, man. Put me up on game because I be trying to find what's the. I know slutty vegans out there. I never ate there. Is that good?
You
No.
know why? It's because it's junk food vegan. I mean, it tastes good. I just don't. It's like I don't like that Beyond Meat, like shit like that.
Oh, you
So
on some real like
yeah,
Dr.
like the
Sebi level.
I'll eat it sometimes. Don't get it fucked up. The processed stuff, like if I'm out, but I really try to stay away from it. Like
So you fuck with Kaba?
I like Kava. Yes, I like Kava. I go to Kava. They got a lot of vegan spots out here. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I plan to have like some panels probably in the near future. Um, Probably some co-eds and maybe some all men's panels. And I would love for you to like be in a panel conversation. I would love to hear your perspective in the midst of other perspectives. I think you could add a lot to the conversation. If you cool with that, definitely would like to have you back on the show for that.
yeah, pull me up, bro. You already know.
Man,
Anything.
I appreciate you, Hocus. This last time we collaborated, we had some technical difficulties, but I'm glad you was able to get the floor and really speak this time. I appreciate your time, bro, and we definitely gonna do this again, man. Like I said, when I come to Atlanta, we definitely gotta break some bread, man. I don't like to just be digital with it. I like to really chop it up in real life. You know, maybe we can get
Yeah,
some
yeah.
content done,
We
but
could do
even if
some shit in
not,
real life. Yeah.
yeah, and even if not just content, just regular, just brotherhood, just chopping it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? No cameras, nothing, just man to man shit. So I definitely want to stay in touch with you, brother. For real. You're a good brother, and I definitely want to support what you're doing. Like,
Appreciate
even
that,
if
bro.
like for real, like even if you're doing something local, cause you local, like you're not far. Like if you're doing something with the youth or you need like some help, like if it's on the weekend, yo, bro, call my phone, bro. I'll come down and help you with that shit, bro. Like for real, I love working with children. I'm sure you get a lot of offers, you get a lot of stuff. You need some volunteers, you need some people to help you with some stuff. Like, bro, I'm serious. Like, hit me up and I'll come down there. We making a thing, bro. For real. I'll come and
Hell
support.
yeah. I got you, bro. I
I'm
appreciate
only
that.
3 hours away, bro.
Hell yeah.
I thought you was in New York all this time.
Hell no. Never going back.
No, I know that's right. But nah, if you got something going, please let me know. I want to come and support, bro, and really
I
put
got you,
boots on the
bro.
ground.
All right, bro. Appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man. Peace and love, man. We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch, man.
All right, bro.
Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Good conversation with a good brother, man. You could tell the brother's really trying to do the right thing. And it's good to hear from the horse's mouth. It's good to hear from somebody who really was outside or really was doing what they but into the things they got into, and just the struggle of coming out of that and renewing your mind, being rehabilitated, you know, coming out eating right, you know, really making these extreme adjustments after being exposed to such negative experiences. You got to take your hat off to that, and especially if he's still trying to help youth. And like I said to the brother, I definitely am down to help him when it comes to young people. Shout out to everybody that pulled up. um Tay4L said, shout out to Hocus and Illa, great interview. Yeah, my sound effects a little missing today. I'm trying to get my thing together. So I appreciate y'all for hanging with me today. Tomorrow, catch me. We got Esme, Esme V, because I can't. I think Esmeralyn Valdez. I believe that's her name. Esmeralyn Valdez. Tomorrow, same time. And Wednesday we got Medium Man, same time. So we got some heat coming for y'all this week. Support the channel. You know, we ain't quite get the goals we wanted, but I don't think I set one, so I forgot. But shout out to the lovely Miss Plum with the super chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We take it all. Yeah. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed night. I will see you tomorrow night, 8:30, and we are out of here. Peace.
Them niggas shrink around you, man. You know what I'm saying? They just in the space probably before you was a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But them niggas shrink when you come around. That's why them niggas don't want you around.
Situation with the genders and all of that shit that we've been hearing about. And there's nobody better than the Gore. Philosophical to come set that bitch off.
Yo, you know